Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be picking our June TBR. Excuse you. Thank you. We're gonna be picking our June TBR, which I have the books in here. Oh, there's a fucking spider on there. But I do want to talk about my May, the books I read in May. I mean, we're still like in May 29th, 30th? May 30th. So I'm still reading one book and I might be done by tomorrow. So I'm still trying. So the first book I read was Layla. I couldn't get into this book till halfway through, so it's an okay book for me. And then I read Shatter Me, which I want to say for the beginning of the book was kind of boring. Maybe the first two chapters, I couldn't really get into it. And then the rest of the book, I fell in love with the story and I can't wait to read the second one, which I already bought. And then the third book was Hooked. I completely fell in love with this story. I loved it. I have nothing negative to say about it. I've heard so many reviews that it's a horrible story because the guy, it's a story. It's a story. I wouldn't want this for my life, but it's a story. And then I read The Fine Print, which I also love the story. Nothing bad to say about it either. Confess. I was so bored until like half of the book, got into it. I honestly didn't even understand the story until I was halfway through. And I was like, oh, okay, I actually like that. Oh, and then I heard there's a show based off on this book and I watched it. And I actually liked the show too after I read Neon Gods. I read her other books, the Twisted Villain books, I think that's what they're called, which so far I love them. This one, it was hard for me to actually go through it. I read the whole thing, but it was kind of hard. Like, I liked the story of it. It was just some parts were like boring to me throughout the story, but I actually liked it though. Okay, Flock. Don't get me started on this book. I love this book. I know I've heard so many iffies on it, but I love this book. Chapter 25, if you haven't read it, and if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Chapter 25. I love this book. I have nothing negative to say about this book. And then right now I'm reading Haunting Adeline, which so far it's a great book for me, but I feel like I'm gonna finish it maybe by tomorrow. But I love this book so far. Let's get started to pick June books. Some of them are gonna be physical and some of them are gonna be on my Kindle. So I have like, I wanna say like 4 or 5 maybe on the Kindle, and the rest are gonna be physical. Let's see. I'm gonna pick about 8 books because that's what usually I've been reading every month, 8 books. Say You Swear. Say You Swear. I really don't know what this is about. I kind of just go through like some of the TikTok books, and then I kind of forget what like everything's about. But let me see if I can read a little bit about it. So it says, if she isn't mine in the end, I'll still be hers. It's torture, but it's true. My brother's best friend broke my heart, but what happened when his new teammate wants to put it back together? For years, I've dreamt of what college life could bring, and what some things changed. There's always one constant. It didn't matter how loud I allowed my imagination to run. It always leads me to the same place in the end. I leads me to him. My future was clear, and it was, until he suddenly wasn't. That's a new man in my life who isn't afraid to go after what he wants and what he wants gets me. They say love lasts forever. What about the second? Okay, that sounds pretty great. So I'm excited for that one. Okay, our second book, let's see. Regretting You. This one is also on the Kindle, and it's Regretting You by Colleen Hoover, which I read a lot of her books, and I think so far the one I rated lowest is Confess. like I said, I started like with that one a little bit bored, and then I got into it. Well, Confess and Layla, actually, because I got into those like in the middle of the book, but they were okay books. Let's pick another one. Hopefully this time it's a physical book. Twisted Games. I have been wanting to read this one. I heard this one's not the greatest book in the series, but I read the first one and I actually liked it. So I got the second one. I usually don't get the series. Like when I buy the books, I want to read the first book, and if I like the first book, I'll just get into them and then start buying like the rest of them. So I bought this one and I am excited to read this one. Let's see the next one. Rock Bottom Girl. This one's by Lucy Score. I read one of her books. I can't remember what the name of the book is right now. I can't remember the name of the book right now, but I really loved it. I love how the story, and I wanted to try out more of her books. So I got this one, and it sounded like it was good. Downsized, broken down, 38-year-old Marley Cicero sneaks to home to her childhood bedroom in the town she couldn't wait to escape 20 years ago. Now much has changed in Culpeper, Pennsylvania. The cool kids are still cool. Now they just own car dealerships and live in mansion next door. Oh, and the whole town is still talking about that homecoming she ruined her senior year. So it sounds pretty good. So we'll see how this actually turns out. We have 4 more to go. Destroy Me. So Destroy Me, it's like a little novella between Shatter Me and Unravel Me. It's basically just telling the perspective of Warner after Juliet shot him in the first book. Right, we got 3 more to pick. Let's see. Fallen. I think this is a series. I'm not sure, but I honestly bought it. This is when I first like started getting back into books. I went to Barcelona and I just like, oh, I liked it. I kind of read what the book was about, and I thought it sounded fun. This mysterious in the Louvre, he captures Lou's Price's attention from the moment she sees him on her first day at Sword and Crowds boarding in Savannah. He's the one bright spot in a place where cell phones are forbidden. The other students are squirreled and security cameras watch every move. So it sounds good, but apparently there's, like I said, a series of these. So hopefully we like this and we continue it. All right, 2 more to pick. The Silent Patient. I have been trying to get into thrillers and stuff, and I heard this book was, I've heard like a lot of like, it's good, it's bad, but one of my co-workers says she loved this book, so I actually, after she told me that, I actually went out and got it, and I can't wait to read this. I'm really excited about this book. All right, 1 more book to go. Hopefully it's something good. I mean, all the books I have, I hope they're all good. The Girl in Pieces. The Girl in Pieces. I've heard a lot of it's good, a lot of it's bad for this book. So we'll see. I honestly don't know what this book is about. I saw it on TikTok and I went and I picked it up. So I'm like literally going blind into it. So we'll see how this book actually is. So that's all the books that we're picking up for the month of June. I wanted to do this a little different because usually I pick a paper, read the book, and then I go, when I'm done reading the book, I go get another paper. So it goes like that every through the whole month. But I wanted to do it a little bit different and just pick 8 books that I have so I can just like be excited and to read them, and you know, like get in that excitement of reading books and be like, okay, now I can go up to the next one. So I want to do a little bit different. We have good picks for the next month. I'm gonna go finish Haunting Adeline, and yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.